All right, I'm gonna just make this part six. Like I was saying, um, that DM that says, you know, it's like one time I hesitated to get up out of bed one time, and he kind of sneaked some kind of complaint in and say, we're not making any money, man. Where's the money? You know what I mean? I'm glad he got that attitude. You know why? Because I love when people get strict at the right time. One thing I can't stand is a spoil ass brat. I'm not talking about the DM. I'm talking about any truck driver that don't want to get up off his ass and work. I understand that OTR can be brutal, but guess what? Some of us are really made for it. Others are not. Truck driving is easy to do. Driving a truck is easy to do. It's just that, let me start over. Driving a combination tractor trailer is easy to do, but the demands are hard to do. The demands of it, like the requirements for you to stay out away from home, well, there's a majority of people that cannot handle it because here's a couple of reasons. Wife and kids, that's one. Um, Wife gets upset because husband or wife does not come home on time. Something like where my brother is at, because even though his wife stick with him pretty good, his wife doesn't mind if he goes OTR, but the thing is, he said it's time for him to cut loose and go local, and that's what he did just now. He's on and off OTR. He's local OTR, local OTR, local. He comes back on off. He's living that lifestyle now. It fell into place. But me, never local. Strictly OTR the rest of my life. I don't go on and off, local and OTR. I've been doing I started OTR, I went local a little bit, and that's it. Just that one time. I've been strictly OTR not about 100%. I had a taste of day cab truck driving. It was pretty good. But the thing is, like I said one time, they're very picky. They're very sketchy. They're very, they complain a lot. You're not so energetic, or you didn't deliver the load on time. You got lost in the city. You know, the customer is starving for the freight, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? I can't get lucky with local jobs. So, you know what? OTR is not only easy to do, I like the scenic adventure about it. The long distance driving, well, it wears me out once in a while, every now and then, but you know what? I used to quit and come back, quit and come back, quit and come back, on and off. I would stay 6 months, quit, 6 months, quit. You know what I'm saying? I used to do that back in the years, but now, since Western Express hired me the last time, bam, I hardly ever get tired on this truck. The first truck before this one, the Volvo, I started getting worn out and I got disgusted, and I kept complaining. And I'd start mounting a comeback, and I wanted to do the job continuously. The excitement inside of me came back. And now, since they stick me in this brand new truck since 2000, what was it, September 2020, the spice was intense. Nah, the sight of the steering wheel, even though this truck is pretty much like my trainer's own, but his own was a 20, this is a 21. The 21 is the most intense semi truck I've ever been in. Just because it's the same as the 20, nah, not exactly. I don't know if it's my imagination, or if it's my poor judgment. Maybe it is. There's something about these 21s that's so intense and so raw. It ain't no big deal to you, but it is to me. This is my last best newest semi truck I've ever drove. It's like, 'cause, 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 The steering wheel is extra smooth and light and fluffy and so easy to use. The turning radius is extra sharp. You could pull up close to a curve and still pull away from it like a car. You can make a sharp U-turn without touching the sidewalk or whatever. That backing into a loading dock is much easier than using that Volvo. Now it's like a one straight drop. You just back up real. It's like you can hit the accelerator and you can move. You could back up real fast, and then you slow down and you hit the loading dock, and that's it. It's easy to handle, easy to turn, light and fluffy, very silent. It's like this is my last best truck. It's even more silent and quieter than that Freightliner Cascade my trainer had when I was in training. When I drove his truck, the exhaust system sound kind of beat up. And, he says it's a new truck. Nah, it didn't really, it rattled and shaked a lot. But when I first got this one, it hardly made any noise at all. It's like the seat's starting to shake now though. It will make some rattling noise pretty loud, but not that loud. It's like it's reaching its peak where it's starting to kick in to be a used truck. It was below 180,000. I started at 27 miles, brand new. And now it's at 195,000. So yes, it is a used truck now. But it's at the beginning stage of the used truck. I mean, being a used truck. It's not a very old used truck. It's a fresh used truck. You know what I'm talking about? It's a fresh used truck at the beginning. That means it's kind of new, but it's not really new, and it's not new at all. It's at the fresh stage. As you go along, when you kick into 200,000 and wait a minute, 250,000. Let me see if I got it right. 200,000. Hold on for a second. I'm trying to calculate myself here. I don't know if I should say 2,500,000. I don't know. Anyway, somewhere between 300,000 and 200,000. That's when you're in the middle. And when you step it up to 400,000 and 500,000, then maybe you might want to say you're close to being expired. They actually got trucks that could go up to 1 million miles. I've heard of that. Like maybe 800,000, 700. That's when you should probably get a fresh truck. In my case, if I keep my truck in perfect shape, if I keep refreshing parts, then replacing the truck has nothing to do with it. You could say it's a fresh, close to new truck all over again. If I keep replacing parts in it, like if I get an overhaul at, let's say, 600,000 miles or 500,000 miles, and I get an engine overhaul, and then I start refreshing the column, the steering column, or the suspension parts, the differential, whatever, transmission. It's up to me if I want to spend my money. You could call it, you might as well just reset the mileage on it and start over at zero again. If you ever do that. Because you could say you're pretty much driving a new truck. It's just that the body, the shell itself is used. The most important part of it is the engine, the differential, the drivetrain, like the transmission, differential, all that stuff, the main basic part of the truck's function. Yes, if you refresh all of that, yeah, you might want to reset the mileage on the speedometer gauge, reset it all the way back to zero. It's better that way. You don't have to reset it. You don't have to refresh the differential or the transmission. That's up to you. But when it comes to the engine, the most important part, yeah, you reset it. If you ever get an overhaul or a new fresh engine, reset it. You might as well do that because That's the most important part that the salesperson will look at. Oh, shit. My mom is calling me right now. I'm sorry, folks. I'm going to have to interrupt this. My mom's calling me. I guess my clothes got done. All right, I'll add the next segment. I'll see you later.